I personally like setting up a dedicated planner for the conferences that I attend, and I'm going to show you what I use, some of the things that I like to print out. We're going to talk about table selection, we're going to go over the schedule, and I'm going to give you some of my tips for attending the conference. Hi, I'm Tina. Welcome back to my channel. I personally love using a disc-bound planner specifically for the conference. For me, it's just a lot easier because I can put pages in and take them out, and it's a little bit more flexible for me. I like to get Lights Planner Actions planners, and this year Bess is a vendor. She is a speaker. She's got tables that she's sponsoring. She's going to be in the vendor place. So excited. I met her at, for the first time, I met her at Go Wild in 2022. And then I got to see her again earlier this year, and I'm excited to see her again at Chicago Planner Conference. So let's first talk about her planners that she has available. So I'm going to move these other items to the side. I'm going to try to go through items pretty quickly and also, kind of help you out with some of the prep work getting ready for the conference. Now, again, this is something that I just like to do, and you can use your own planner, you can use a notebook. I definitely recommend to not take your full planner with you. If you have to get on a plane, it's just a lot of stuff to carry. I like to be very minimal. I fortunately am in Chicago, so I don't have to get on a plane to attend this event, and I could pretty much take whatever I want. But I have found that taking my full planner, I'm not going to use it. So this is the reason why I like to dedicate a planner specifically for the event, with the itinerary in there and all of the things. So this right here, this planner that she has designed, this particular one, I decided to get in a printable. She does have this available where you can order it from her shop, and she will ship it to you, of course, on her beautiful paper. She also has the option of blackout paper, which is gorgeous. So my intention is to also order the blackout paper in this planner because it's so pretty. So I decided to do the printable because for me, I just like the option of being able to print out like pages that I want, however I want. So what I've done here is I ordered the A5. So I cut it out and I went ahead and punched it. I did use a Happy Planner punch for this particular planner. I have used other punches as well, and they have worked just as well. So I haven't really had an issue as far as like punching out paper if you have like a different punch to use. And it really depends on like what discs you use and the cover, which I am going to talk about that after I go through this planner with you. So I just kind of wanted to give you the specs of what I have in front of me here. You can order an A5 size from her. She does not punch for discs. She will put it into like a notebook style for you. She will put it in I believe a spiral bound for you. My particular option is the A5. I ask her to make it for me unpunched. Then that way when I get it, I just punch it myself and I'm able to put it on discs. All right, let's do a flip through of this. There are a lot of pages in here, and I really do want to cover quite a bit of content with you today. So some of it might be a little bit lighter than if you were to get it from her shop. And that's really just, again, because I printed it myself. Oh, I got a little ahead of myself here. So we, of course, have the skyline on here. That is really the CPC's logo, and I actually have this bag here that I got from my very first planner conference, and it's perfect because I pull this out and I use this every time I go. This will be the third time that I am attending. Unfortunately, this bag is no longer available. However, they do have merchandise available that you can purchase specifically designed for the event by the event. So if you are going, then if you have any questions and you can't find something, please feel free to drop me a comment down below. I'll help you out the best that I can, all right, and give you those links. Let's go through here. I love the way that she designed this. We've got this really pretty architectural kind of like geometric design in here. Chicago Planner Conference. This is really cute because it says established in 2018. So that was the very first one. Authentically Me is the theme for this year. And we have the year down here at the bottom. All right, now we've got some really pretty pages here that we can color if we choose, or add stickers, however you want to design this. This above all, to thine own self be true. And that is a quote from Shakespeare. We have an event countdown that starts from 7 weeks down to 1 day. I'm not a big countdown person. Personally, countdowns tend to give me a little anxiety, especially if I'm like running a little behind in things. So if you are like me, maybe you just kind of not want to have the event countdown page, covered up, or do something differently with it. This year, I think I might actually use it. I'm feeling pretty okay with getting ready for the conference. By the way, I have not purchased anything for the conference as of yet. This is the first thing that I am setting up. So that's another reason why I decided to do the printable, because I did want to film this for you and, kind of help you out, get ready for the conference, especially if you've never been before. So try to do it like step by step, how I'm starting to prep for it. And if you haven't gotten anything yet, you've got plenty of time. My tip for you is just make sure that you have enough time if you are ordering something for you to receive it in enough time for you to actually have it for the conference. All right, we are on to some itinerary pages here. So if you are flying in, there is a section here for your flight details. There is a section here for hotel details, airport transportation, car details if you're renting a car. And then we have another little decorative area down here. Authenticity, the courage to be yourself. Absolutely. Always be yourself. Always, always. Okay, let's go over here. We've got a packing list, travel essentials, technology, clothes and accessories, toiletries, planner stash, and miscellaneous. Now, in the past, because I have used printable inserts from her planner, I'll print multiple copies of something if I want to print it or have things on different pages, or maybe I just don't need certain things, but I'm just showing you exactly how this comes. All right, this next page here, we've got promo codes. So if you are purchasing anything and you have any promo codes that you want to make sure that you use for any additional discounts, this is a great place, of course, to put that. Some notes here. There is a list here for merchandise, a shop, the item, and then the cost of it. So I like this page. This, I might print up actually another one, or maybe put a notes page in here. I'm not quite sure. All right, then we're going to come on this side. The best part of vacation is planning it. So we've got a nice decorative page here, and then we've got some prompts for things to see and food to eat. This, honestly, I will probably title these sections simply because I live here. So I don't really need to be doing sightseeing. That is definitely not on my personal agenda, but if you are coming in, it's the first time you're here, or you're just visiting again and there's certain places that you want to see, definitely a great place for you to go ahead and write that information down. All right, we're on to the next page here, people to meet. This is super important. Now, you may not know that many people when you are getting here, right now, but please feel free to reach out to me, and I would love to meet you if you are going to the conference, and drop me a comment and let me know if you are attending. All right, now we've got 1 month to go, checklist, to buy checklist, and then last minute details. Personally, I like to have these maybe a little bit switched. So I might actually make this a to-do and maybe last minute details, that type of thing. Let's go. All right, we are going. All right, so we've got some pages here for roomy profiles, what room you're staying in. Life is meant for good friends and great adventures. I like that she created these little boxes where you can either write in there or put pictures. And then there's some lines here where you could jot some notes in there and talking about your roomies. Now, I am not a person that has roommates. I just prefer not to. I know that I'm not the only one that likes having a room just to themselves. I enjoy that. There is a lot going on at the conference, and having that space that you can just like go back to and really unwind and kind of like you know, take a moment, catch your breath, re-energize yourself. You could go to sleep whenever you want. You have the whole room to yourself. That is my personal preference, and that is what I have done for this conference as well as like other conference that I've been to as well. So, but again, it's just a personal preference, and I really enjoy that time for myself, to be honest. It's just like a nice little getaway for me. All right, we've got a dot grid on this side here, and now we're going into making memories one event at a time. Pretty decorative page. We've got a nicely decorated page for notes here, and then there's some dot grid. And I like the way that she designed this because this is just a page on its own. And since I like having it on a disc system, I can move it around however I choose. Here's some more notes pages. So lots of notes pages that I can easily put wherever I need them. I love that. Or print up more. These can be colored in. You could just leave them blank. I haven't quite decided what I'm going to do as far as decorating this planner just yet. I will definitely be purchasing some stickers. There are lots of shops that are official merchandise licensees for Chicago Planner Conference. That is what I recommend, that you purchase your planning supplies from. Of course, you can get them from wherever you choose, however you want to decorate, of course, that is completely up to you. I haven't gotten to that point yet. I'm just kind of getting all prepped and ready for it. All right, now we have the days. So Friday, November 8th, that is the first day of the conference. So we've got this nice space here for notes. She added in a currently section inspired by, listening to, loving this, wanting more. On the back side, we have Saturday with the same thing. Then we have a break with this line grid notes page. And then we have Sunday, and that is the last day of the conference. I am going to touch a little bit on the schedule for the conference and show you how I printed some of those things out. But first, we're going to finish going through this. So reflect and remember, we've got some prompts here. So thankful for best thing I ate, best thing I drank, favorite thing I learned, new friends to follow. This is a great page. And my tip for this right here, you will sit at tables on 2 days. You will sit at a table on Saturday and on Sunday. And what's really nice that I have done in the past, I will pass my planner around and have people fill in their name and then their handle in here. And it makes it so much easier. That way you know exactly like who the people at your table are, because you do receive a lot of like contact cards or swaps, things like that. And things can definitely get a little bit mixed up. All right, we've got favorite place, my new obsession, I'll never forget. And then we have new shops to follow. There are so many shops going to be there. The best day was, funniest moment, the privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. Absolutely. Reflect and remember. So inspired by, favorite workshop, my new mantra, things to remember for next year. And we've got the back page. Again, Lights Planner Action. And that is her planner. Now mine might be cut a little weird. I did have like some issues cutting it, and that kind of just goes hand in hand when you are doing a printable and cutting and punching it yourself. But I'm fine with it. It's totally fine. It's not like it has to be perfect for me. Obviously, as a printable, I could reprint pages if I cut them weird. I'm not going to do that. I don't think it's necessary. As far as using this planner right now, I will definitely be using most of the things in here. Some of the things I will cover them up just because they do not pertain to me, specifically like flight details. Definitely will be using the notes pages coloring some things in here. And honestly, I am also going to be purchasing the blackout version of this because it's so pretty. Like, I absolutely love her blackout paper, the just memory keepers that she puts together, the planners, and I want to have a mix of that in here. So that's my intent. So this is available in the blackout paper. It's the same thing, but of course in the blackout paper. So that's what I am going to do with this, kind of mix things up a little bit. And I, of course, am going to be putting this on discs. I have 2 sets of discs. I have Happy Planner mini discs, and then I have these discs that I got actually off of a sticker storage album from RONGRONG. It's a really pretty color, so I really want to use these. So I think that that's what I'm going to try to do. The reason I have these here is because I wasn't quite sure how the paper and the cover was going to fit on here, because I did use a Happy Planner punch to punch these out. However, this cover is a frosted clear cover, and this one I got from LIVE.LOVEPOSH. I will go ahead and link this cover down below in the description. I am an affiliate of LIVE.LOVEPOSH, so if you decide you want to pick this up, and then there is also a discount code there for you to use as well to save a little bit. All right, let's go ahead and start off by putting the discs on the cover. I think that this is going to work okay. And then I will put this together, and then we're going to continue talking about the table selection, which is actually still open. And we're going to talk about the schedule. All right, the cover seems to be moving very nicely with these discs, so that is great. And the reason why I like the frosted cover is because I kind of like the idea of being able to see the pages through here. Okay, now I feel like this is kind of not flipping as comfortably as I want it to. And it's simply because I used the wrong punch. And honestly, I don't really want to like reprint this and repunch this. So I'm thinking I am going to switch out the discs for this, because otherwise this is just kind of getting caught up in here. And yes, let's do that. All right, so these are a little bit bigger. They are still a mini size. And I know that the paper is going to fit much better on here. And I know that the covers will be fine on here. It's really just like the punch. If you're familiar with a disc bound system, the punches can vary, like the length of the actual like mushroom punch. So let me show you what I'm talking about here. So this length here can vary, and the Happy Planner punches tend to be a little bit longer. So that's the reason why it can be a little tricky with using like things that are punched for the Happy Planner on discs that are like a little bit different or a little bit smaller. I feel like these are just maybe a little too small, but I've used Happy Planner pages on other discs before without any problems. But for this one, I'm going to have to go this way simply because this disc is just really tiny and things aren't flipping very nicely. Okay, so we are good to go. This is all ready. Fill it in a little bit more, which will be nice because then the discs won't be so loose, and like we don't want them to be that loose, but I think it'll work out. We'll be seeing the blackout version because I do want to add in or swap out maybe some of these decorative pages for that. We'll see what happens. All right, let's go ahead and talk about the table selection. This is currently open right now. What does this mean? What table selection? What are you selecting for? All right, there are 2 days that we sit in the large conference room all together and you sit at a table. The table has a total of 10 people there. So, therefore, it would be yourself and 9 other people at a table. And the reason you're picking a table is because the tables are sponsored by different vendors, different shops, and it's absolutely beautiful. All of the things that they have there for you, that is your swag, part of your swag. You do get other swag, but specifically the swag at the table is what I am talking about right now. What Chicago Planner Conference has done is they have compiled a list of all of the shops that are sponsoring tables, and they put that together here for us to go ahead and look at the shops, see what you might like, and go ahead and make a list of your top 15 that you would like to sit at. It is not a first come, first serve. You do not have to rush to get this information in. It is currently open and it closes on August 20th at 6 p.m. Central Time. So you want to take your time, go through the list, check out the shops, and make some notes and try to figure out like, well, which shops would you like to sit at? Or maybe which ones just necessarily aren't for you. And that's fine because not everything's going to be for everybody. I absolutely love this about them. They are so incredibly organized, and this is what they do for us. So, this takes a lot of time, and therefore, that is the reason why there's a limited amount of tickets available for this conference, because they really do try to make this a very like small, comfortable, close type of event. They're able to do all of these really, really nice things for us. I am so appreciative of all of the hard work because I know that this has got to be like a lot of work. I know that it is. They've been doing it for a little while, so I know that they've probably perfected it over the years, but still, so much goes into this. So I just wanted to say thank you so much to them if any of them are watching this video. All right, so you should have received this in an email. Check your spam or your junk folder or whatever you need to. I'm sure that it's there. If not, you can definitely reach out to them and they can help you out. I highly recommend that you be a part of the Facebook group. There's a lot of information in there. Super, super helpful. This is the first page here. Actually, it did have a cover page, but I did not need that page, so I chose not to print that out. So this is just all about it. And it tells us here why it's awesome, and which I've already kind of gone over how it works. You want to research and prepare. Like I said, you want to look at the different shops and see what is available and what's going to be something that you might want to take home with you. Some of the, the items that you get at the table. If you do want to sit with a friend, you can put that option in there when you submit your choices. For myself and my friends that have attended and I've met there, we generally just pick out what we want. And you're going to see your friends. Like, don't feel like you're not going to see your friends if you don't sit at the same table with them. I actually like sitting at different tables because you get to meet different people, and I love that. But of course, if you want to sit with a friend, that option is available for you. Just remember that that means your table selections, you would have to kind of, figure that out with the friend that you want to sit with. So that's the one thing that you have to take into consideration when you decide that you want to sit with a friend. But they will try to accommodate you the best that they can with that. So basically, it's really like what's more important to you, sitting with a friend or sitting at, the table that you really want to take stuff home from. So I always sit at the table that I want to take stuff home from. And that's what I recommend. All right, let's keep going here through the table selection, because if you've never done this before, it might feel a little overwhelming. There is a lot of shops to look at. So that is what these pages are. They have included these very convenient links for us to go ahead and click on, and you just kind of start looking at the shops. What I do is I will take it one by one. I will click on the shop. There is a little option here for you to put like a check mark on yes, maybe, or no. There's a little room here if you want to write some notes about the shop for yourself. So that way you kind of know exactly what they are about. But they do have a little bit of a description here. And some of them are also telling us like exactly the theme that you can expect them to have at the table. So that is what all of these pages are. And you can see that there is a lot going on here. There's small shops, there are larger shops, there's medium-sized shops, there's places for pens, for planners, for notebooks. I think that there's even one here for skincare, I believe. And I believe that there is an author here. I did go ahead and look through this list. Zebra is coming again. So if you want some zebra and you want to put that on your list. So there's all different things that you can choose from. You might be familiar with most of these. You may not be familiar with them. But this is a great way for you to familiarize yourself with them and kind of figure out where you would like to sit. All right, here is a note sheet here for notes that you can take in addition. And then this is the ranking sheet that they have given you. So that way you can fill this all out. And then that way, when you actually go to submit this, you have your reference here for you that you can go ahead and put that, make it nice and easy, user-friendly, super planned out. Appreciate that. All right, important facts. How will I get to select my table? And then they're letting us know about the table selections, the dates, and then the workbook for you to use, which I've just gone over with you. Will I be able to sit with my friends? I talked about that. How will I know what table I am sitting at? For this one, at the beginning, when you register for the event, you will get a bag, a t-shirt, I believe, and then you will get your lanyard. And with your lanyard, it's going to tell you the table number that you are sitting at. However, it is not going to tell you what brand is sponsoring that table, because of course they want to have an element of surprise left for you. So when you get to your table, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm sitting at, this table. This is exactly what I wanted. Or, maybe this was number 2 or number 3 on my list, where, whatever it is. So there is definitely going to be that element of surprise, minus the whole like rushing to find a table, because your table has already been assigned. They have a map out showing you exactly where that table is in the conference room. Super user friendly. All right. So that's how you will find out. If I don't like the table I'm assigned to on Saturday morning, can I move to a table with an empty seat? All of these things right here are just asking about, if the table that you get, you don't care for. Unfortunately, the table that you are assigned, that is what you are assigned to. There is no way for you to be swapping or moving or, exchanging or anything like that. So they go through this very detailed process for you to take your time to, to pick the tables that you want to sit at. And they try to accommodate you to the best of their ability based on your ranking. So definitely take the time to go through the shops and create that list. Okay, so that is what I can recommend for you for that. Here's another page of important facts. They're asking about the centerpieces. Can I take those centerpieces? No, the centerpieces are provided by the brands. They take so much time and effort and just to put a beautiful table presentation together for us. So anything that is directly in front of you, that is what you can take. If there is one centerpiece in the center there, that belongs to the brand. So please do not take any of those items. And you want to only take the swag from the seat that you are sitting at, okay? So once you get to the table, you can choose what seat you want to sit at the table, but then just remember that's like your designated spot. So anything in front of you, that is your swag, okay? There will not be any assigned tables for Sunday. So this is the opportunity for you to gather your group of friends and, get in line together and grab a table when you get in there, and you can all sit together. So if you really want to sit with your friend or friends or however many people you have in your group, try to, get that together yourself, but there's no like assigned seating, no table assignments at all for Sunday. Once you have submitted this survey, that is it. You can only submit it once. You cannot go back in and edit. So again, make sure you take your time when you're making those selections. And it also has here, if you happen to miss the deadline, then you will just be assigned a table. So you're not like left out. It's not like you get a table that has no swag at it. It's just that it will be assigned to you. That kind of wraps up the facts section. And then this is other table information. You can read that over. So my process on picking my tables is I will go through and I will click on every single shop, and I will read what it's about, and I will make it very quick and simple and just click no, maybe, yes. It just like kind of like right away. If you're not sure, you can leave it blank, because again, some of these things are just not going to be something that you like, and that's okay. Click no right away to certain things, like you already know that's not something that you are interested in. I highly recommend maybe trying something different, like try to sit at a shop that's a little bit different than what you already have. Or if, of course, something draws you in and you want, prefer to sit at, a shop you're more familiar with, and that's the way that you want to make the list. So it's very personal and it's going to be different for every single person. But the one thing that I can tell you is that no matter where you sit, it's going to be amazing. You're going to have a wonderful time. You're going to get wonderful product, and it's just really fun. And you might be introduced to a brand new shop that you had no idea even existed. So that is a lot of fun. So that's what I will do. And I didn't fill anything out as of yet, but I kind of already know like what I want to do with this. Let's talk a little bit about how I cut this down. I want to give you some specs. So if you want to go ahead and print out your table selection the way that I did here, because I'm going to be adding this into my planner. This one is specced out and cut out for the A5 size. So these specs only apply to that size. I printed this out. The way I programmed my printer is at 68%. Okay, I'm going to pop it up here on the screen. If you want to print anything out to fit into an A5 that you're going to punch and put in your disc-bound planner, you want to print it out at a 68%. As you can see, it's like perfect this way. There is a little bit of a gap at the top here. Perfectly fine. I don't have a problem with it. You can cut this really however you want. If you want to like cut it at the top and then have the excess at the bottom. I just chose to cut it this way. For me, it was just easier to do. It was quicker to do. And since like these pages with the pink background, I decided to like kind of border the white at the top and the bottom. So again, however you want to cut them out, but those are the specs that you would need. And then of course I punched them, and I used the Happy Planner punch to do that. I'm going to show you how I do that, because I did print out the schedule for the event. And I haven't cut it down and I haven't gone ahead and punched it. So let's go ahead and do these 3 pages together. So I have my paper cutter here. Let me give myself a little bit of working room. And I am going to cut these along the pink, and that should fit very comfortably. So before I do that, I'm going to grab what I've already cut, come over here and take a look and see. Okay, so as you can see, it might be a little bit narrower, but that's okay. So I will just make do with that. So I'm going to give myself a little bit of wiggle room on either side. So here is where the pink is at. So I think I'm just going to give it a little bit of room here. And I think that that will be good. And I have all 3 days here. So I have 3 sheets of paper here. And then I'm going to do the same thing. Now, obviously, if you want to measure it out, you can do that. I generally eyeball things lots of times because sometimes you kind of have to pick and choose what you want to be like perfect with, because I definitely can become a perfectionist, and that can sometimes be a little debilitating, to be quite honest. All right, so I'm going to punch this the same way, like with the center. This part is going to end up in the center, so I'm going to have this white border at the top, at the bottom, and I'm okay with that. I mean, I could do it like just at the top and have white at the bottom. That actually would only give me 1 cut. And then I'd have all this space down here. Now I'm wondering, how do I want to do this? Because I would like to or I could cut this down in a square and I could tape it in here, but I think I just want to punch it. I think that that's a better way for me to do it. So I think for this one, I'm going to change it up a little bit. I think I'm going to actually, let's see, it looks good here. And I don't want the white at the top. So I think I'm going to slice it here. I think I will be happier with that. So let's do that. I'm going to just line it up right here. And I could reprint it if I really don't like it, but I don't want to do that either because that becomes a little wasteful. All right, so whenever you're trying things out, always recommend printing just 1 page before you print everything, so that way you don't waste a lot of paper, a lot of ink. Okay, so that's good. I like that. That actually works out. Okay, perfect. Now, if you have a Happy Planner punch, I'm going to show you how I punch this. I happen to have the big Happy Planner punch. So this one has like 11 punches here. For the A5 size, I'm going to need an 8 punch for this. What I like to do is I like to come up to the top here and insert my pages there. Now, I'm actually going to just I like to do 2 of these at a time. The paper that I'm using is a 32-pound paper that I ordered from Amazon, by the way. So if you want to know what paper I use, I definitely like using a better paper. But of course, you can use whatever you want. So I'm going to put this in here. First, let me put it in, and then I'm going to turn it and show you how it lines up. All right, so there it is. So you can see here. So I've got it from the top here. As you could see, the paper edge kind of ends right there. It's not going to get punched, at least it shouldn't. I did all of these other pages, but of course I didn't film that. So you never know what's going to happen when I'm filming. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm looking at. I want to see where the punch is and then make sure that it's pretty centered there, eyeballing it. So let me have a better view. And I'm going to punch it, and then we'll see what happens. All right, so let's see here. All right, so that worked out. Now let's see how it lines up with the other things that I punched. So it looks good. Looks good. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and do these other 2 pages. And all right. Okay, so I've got that. So I've got Friday. I don't know how this got mixed up. That's kind of funny. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And my table selection, which I think the table selection, I think I'm going to put that at the back here because this is just kind of, I don't know. Let's see. How is this going to go in here? Not quite sure. You know what? Let me put it in here in the middle. For now. And then my schedule, I definitely am going to want that with my days. Where are my days? I have to familiarize myself with this planner. Sometimes I will add tabs in here. Okay, so here are the pages. So we've got Friday. Yeah, let's put that one. I think that will work. And then the nice thing is that I like to print it just single-sided. That way I can use the back for any notes or any pictures I might want to put in here. Here's Saturday. So this one's going to be a little bit different. And here is Sunday. All right, and this all might change up, okay? This is just kind of me prepping, getting things together, sharing with you some ideas. And if you are wondering about the schedule, I did find that on the Facebook group. And if you are having trouble finding it, just go to the search in the group, type in schedule, and then that will pop up. There's pictures of this. Sorry, I lost my place here. Okay, here we go. Here's Sunday. Let's go over here. Where did you go? Okay, there we go. All right. So what I did was I just downloaded the pictures that they had printed up, and I saved this to like my PDF, and then I printed it out from there. And then I did scale this down to that 68%. So that way I knew at least it was going to fit this way. As you saw vertically, I had to make a decision on how I wanted to actually cut it down. You could even just cut out the square if you want. But definitely you need to go ahead and size it down because it will print like full on a full page otherwise. All right. So there is the schedule. So just to kind of review that a little bit, if you have not looked at it yet, it starts November 8th from 2 o'clock is when things kind of kick off with the registration, but there is plenty of time. You don't have to be there at 2 o'clock. But you can be. That's when it opens up. And then the next thing that happens is at 4, which is a first-time attendee orientation. So if you want to attend that, then the marketplace is also going to open up at 4 o'clock, and that is going to be amazing. I love that. So you walk around, you get to see all of the shops that are selling things. So it's just a lot of fun. Then there is a hosted meet and greet here. There's make and takes. There's a planner buddy meetup. There's a paid workshop at 7 o'clock. I don't know if that's been announced yet. There is also sip and shop, and then a welcome networking mixer. So lots and lots of things going on, and that's just Friday. All right, we're going to come over here Saturday. We have registration. So if you don't come on Friday for whatever reason, you can't make it there, you can still register on Saturday morning. That will be open. They're having a morning coffee reception. So that's pretty cool. You can meet downstairs from 8 to 9:30. The vendor marketplace will also be open at the same time. So you can revisit that. Then the general session will be at 10 a.m. So that is where the table choices come in. That's when you get to see the table that you picked out, and there will be the general session. There are speakers and, whatever the itinerary they have for that. And then after that, there is some time, of course, for lunch. So you have an hour and a half in between there. And then you've got a workshops that are running from 1:30 to 4:45. Not sure how that is going to be set up, so I don't really want to talk about it for this year because, things can change from year to year. And then it looks like the vendor marketplace will reopen at 4:45 till 7. And then there's also going to be mega takes that are going on at the same time. I have my cute little Chicago charm here that I made last year at one of the mega takes. So that was really fun. I love that we have the opportunity and there's like tables set up where we can get crafty. And it's just, it's just really fun. You kind of like move at your own pace usually, depending on how they have it set up. Or some of them might be like timed out. I'm not quite sure how they are going to have that organized for us. Looks like there is another meet and greet session. And then at 8 p.m., there are the Plangella events. I have no idea what that consists of, but it's usually a party. So that is what I'm assuming that this is going to be for the same thing. But again, things change, so I don't really know the details on that. And then on Sunday, we've got another morning coffee reception in the morning, and the marketplace will open up again for about an hour and a half. And then we have our closing section. So we are back in the general room with everybody. That's where you can like sit wherever you want. You don't have to sit at the same table. I never sit at the same table that I sat at on the first day. I always sit with friends on that day. So this is like the perfect time for you to do that. And then it closes at 12, and then the marketplace will be open for an hour. They've got a vendor marketplace shopping power hour. So I'm not sure if the whole vendor marketplace will be open, if it's just partially. I have no idea how that will be set up. But as you can see, there's plenty of opportunities for you to shop, for you to enjoy your friends, spend some time with them, have meals with them, whatever you choose to do. It's very jam-packed. And for the workshops and any of these other events, as things start to get closer to the event, then all of these things will become more and more available. We'll have more information. Be sure that you are following Chicago Planner Conference on Instagram and you are part of the Facebook group. All right, so that was a lot of information for today's video, and I hope that this kind of helps you out, gets you a little prepared. As far as any particular tips that I can give you right now, the one thing that I suggest is that no matter if you are flying in or driving or however you're coming to the event, highly recommend to pack a suitcase inside of a suitcase. I think that that is a huge help. I did that for my Go Wild conference earlier this year, and it was super helpful. When I attended Chicago Planner Conference last year, I don't think I did that because I had a lot of bags, and since I live here, I thought, oh, that would be fine. I'm definitely doing that this year because it's just way easier to put all of the swag that you get, because you're not only going to have swag, you're going to have purchases. Remember that the vendor marketplace is there, and you got to kind of take that into account. So remember that when you are traveling, especially when you are flying, of course, you need to check all of your individual flight information as far as like your airline's regulations. So make sure that you do that. Highly recommend that you do that. You don't want to be caught paying a lot for extra bags. Okay, so make sure that you check that out. Recommend bringing yourself a water bottle. That way you can fill that up. You want to stay hydrated. Definitely recommend bringing a tote bag that you have, so that way you've got plenty of room to put things in that you might need to. You will be given a tote bag at the conference. Maybe bring an extra one. You don't really know what you're going to get at the, the sponsored tables, or, you stop off at the vending to go do a little shopping. So you want to make sure that you have enough like tote bags. That way you can go ahead and carry your things up a little bit more comfortably. And definitely recommend going back up to the room to drop your items off there and then coming back down. Now, this is a new hotel location. I'm not familiar with it, so I can't give you any tips in regard to that because I've never been to this hotel before. I do know that the location is going to be really nice. I believe it's across the street from Millennium Park. Millennium Park is beautiful. So yes, I think that if you have never been to Chicago, I think you're really going to love it. You're going to have a beautiful view, just even stepping outside, maybe not from your room, depending on where you are staying, of course, but I think you're just really, really going to enjoy coming here if you've never been here before. And those are really kind of all of the tips that I have to share with you as far as like attending the conference itself. Now, for specific things like table mate gifts and contact cards, swaps, I could talk a little bit more about that in another video. If you are interested in that, let me know. I do also have other videos out that I've done previously talking specifically about those topics. So I will be more than happy to link those here for you. That way you can go back and look at those and get some tips and ideas from those videos as well. But if you have any questions or anything that you would really like to see, drop it down in the comments and I will try to go ahead and accommodate and answer those questions either in the comments back directly to you or create a video depending if there's a lot of people asking about the same thing. In the description, my Live Love Posh affiliate will be down there. I am not an affiliate for Lights Planner Action, but I will put her shop link down below in the description just to make it easier for you to go ahead and shop there. And if you, again, have any questions, please drop them in the comments and I will answer them to the best of my ability. And if I don't have an answer for you, I will try to direct you to somebody that might be able to help you out. If you like this video, please remember to give me a thumbs up. Please be sure to be subscribed to me. And when you subscribe, hit that notification bell. That way you'll be notified when my videos come out. You'll see my community posts, and then that way you won't miss any of my content. If you are going to the Chicago Planner Conference, please drop me a comment down below. Let me know that you're going. And if you're a newbie or maybe you are an alum, just let me know in the comments below. And if you watch this video all the way through to the end, leave me a pink heart emoji. Thanks so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.